Shalom, shalom. I felt so good about the Bible reading that I came back on here for a second round. Blessings, 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 blessings. Alright, I stopped at 25. 25 verse 1, this is called Advice for Kings. These are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. The heaven for height and the earth for depth, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. That's a heavy one. It says, take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. So that all goes into like who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with wicked people, you're going to become wicked. But if you surround yourself with righteousness, you're going to become righteous. Put not forth thyself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men. For better it is that it be said unto thee, come up hither, that thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince whom thine eyes have seen. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor have put thee to shame. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another. So tell your neighbor your cause, don't hide it from your neighbor, lest he that heareth put thee to shame, and thy infamy turn not away. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pitchers of silver. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is the wise reprover upon an obedient ear. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him. For he refresheth the soul of his masters. Whoso boasteth himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. But long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone. As thou found honey, eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited. Withdraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of thee, and so hate thee. A man that beareth false witness against his neighbor is a mole, and a sword and a sharp arrow. Confidence in an unfaithful man in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth, and a foot out of a joint. As he that taketh away a garment in cold weather, and adds vinegar upon nitrate, so is he that singeth songs to an heavy heart. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Lord shall reward thee. The north wind driveth away rain, so doeth an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. That's basically saying that it's better to be in a corner in peace than to be fighting or debating with somebody that's being angry or they're not being reasonable. As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. It is not good to eat too much. It is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. That's a good one. So too much of anything is bad for you, but it says it is not good to eat much honey. And then they made an analogy. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. So your glory is supposed to come from the Most High. It's not supposed to come from your own works. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls. So if you don't have rule over your spirit, it's like, you know what I'm saying, a city with no security or no walls. So basically you don't have no rules, you don't have no walls, you don't have no security within yourself if you don't have no rule over your own spirit. 26, Proverbs 26. As snow in summer and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. As the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, and a rod for the fool's back. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. So don't answer a fool according to him, his foolishness, or you're going to be a fool just like him. So let's say that this fool calls you out of your name, calls you a hoe, or he just disrespects you. Don't answer him according to his foolishness, or you won't be just like him. So if he calls you a dumbass or something like that, you know what I'm saying, answer him wisely. Don't be quick to return tit for tat. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet and drinketh damage. The legs of the lame are not equal, so is the parable in the mouth of fools. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. Basically, it's a bunch of analogies and comparisons. As a thorn goeth up in the hand of a drunkard, so is the parable in the mouth of fools. And why I be pausing is because it's a lot of good analogies and things like that, and I'm just meditating on it, just to get the full understanding of it. The great God that formed all things, both rewardeth the fool and rewardeth the transgressors. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. So a dog will return to his vomit, and so will a fool return to his own foolishness or folly. It's the same thing. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. So a man that is wise in his own eyes, there is more hope for a fool than him, because the fool might have a chance of listening. The man that's wise in his own eyes or his own conceit is only wise to himself. He's not really thinking of anybody else. He's only wise. Anybody else's perspective or way of thinking is not wise to him. Only if he's wise in his own conceit or eyes. The slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doeth the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom, and it grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife, belonging not to him, is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man that deceiveth his neighbor, and saith, am I not in sport? Where no wood is, there the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearer, strife ceaseth. I like that one. That's a real good one. So it's basically saying that where there is no wood, there is no fire. So if there is no wood, if you're not adding wood to the fire, then the fire is going to go out. And the same thing with a talebearer, with strife. If there is nobody to tell or a talebearer, then the strife will cease. But if you continue to be a talebearer and just keep telling, you're going to create more and more strife. As coals are to burning coals and wood to fire, so is the contentious man to kindle strife. That's deep. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down in the innermost parts of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Basically, anything that you put forth that's evil is going to come back to you like a boomerang. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. Hold on. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Got 5 more chapters. I'm going to read one more chapter, just so I can have 4 more chapters to read. I might split it up to 2 in the morning and 2 tomorrow night. Let's get to it. Proverbs 27, verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth. That's good. So don't praise yourself. Let somebody praise you from their own mouth, not your mouth. A stranger, and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and is sanded, and sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. So the wrath of a fool is heavier than the stone and the sand. What is cruel and angry? Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. So basically, you correcting somebody is better than you giving them secret love. So if you see somebody doing wrong, it's better to correct them openly than you just secretly knowing that they're doing wrong, and you're not going to say anything. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. The fool's soul loafeth in honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. To the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet, because your soul is hungry. So anything will seem good to something that's hungry. You feel what I'm saying? If you get what that means. Like, let's say that you're hungry and like you haven't eaten in a month or so. This is just hypothetical. Let's say you ain't eaten a month or so like that. Like anything that you come across might look like dessert or look like cake or ice cream or something sweet. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna look good to you because you haven't eaten anything. So that's what that means. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doeth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity, for better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. My son, be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. So a contentious woman is like a continual dropping in a very rainy day. It's going to keep dropping. The contention is going to keep dropping. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep going because it's a lot of contention within that person, just like there's a lot of rain within that day. Whosoever hideth her, hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Iron, oh man, I'm messing up the word. Iron sharpeneth iron. This KJV be messing up my speech a lot because it got like a lot of old English, so I'm trying to get it the right way. Just bear with me. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. So iron is going to sharpen iron. A man that is sharp is going to sharpen his friend in terms of mindset, in terms of spirit, in terms of physical, everything. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof. So he that waiteth on his master shall be honored, as in the water faces answer to face. So the heart of man to man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. Another analogy. So they saying that hell and destruction are never full, so is the eyes of a man. Because give me a second. I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to convey what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, so when it says, so the eyes of a man are never satisfied, it's because that it's the lust of the eyes and stuff like that. The things that you see is through your eyes. A lot of lust is going to come from your visual, you seeing stuff from visual seeing and stuff like that. So your eyes are never satisfied because it's always constantly lusting after things that it sees. So that's what it's saying. It's saying that your eyes will never be satisfied with what it's seeing. So you shouldn't really see with your eyes, but see with your heart and your mind. As the finding pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doeth the crown endure to every generation? The hay appeareth, and the tender grass sheweth itself, and the herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. So that is the end of 27. I'm gonna stop there. I got 28, 29, 30, 31. I got 4 more chapters. Tomorrow I'm gonna do 2 chapters, maybe in the morning or after working out. Then I'm gonna do 2 chapters when I get home and stuff at nighttime. But from what I got from those 2 chapters, is basically saying that like you're going to constantly want things out of life, and that you need to really diligently kill off self. You feel what I'm saying? You wanting too many things in this life is going to cause you to be hit with many sorrows, and it's going to cause a lot of issues and things like that. So you need to really be content with what you have so that you can get more. If you can't be trusted with a little, then you can't be trusted with a lot. But I think that's it. I'm going to get off this live. I hope everybody have a blessed day. Shalom, shalom. And I'm out. Oh, yeah. Also, get some sunlight. Go outside. Don't be inside all day.